All right, so let's start here because I'm about to lead into um, what this means. So we need to define what is the Bible. All right, so there's I don't know what 20, 30 different translations of the Bible in English, right? So let's go back, think in terms of the originals. As I understand it, the original script written by man, guided by the Holy Spirit, was written in Greek, except some were letters written in Aramaic. If I don't have that exactly right, fine, you can argue with me, I don't care. I'm just trying to lay a baseline here, okay? As I've often heard, lately anyway, I don't speak ancient Greek, I don't speak Aramaic, I don't read it, so I can't go back and look at the original source, okay? So we're dependent upon people who are in some way experts to translate into a form that we can use. And I mean English speakers, okay? Because the Bible's translated into many languages. All right, so the traditional text from a U.S. perspective is the King James. As I understand the King James, it is translated word for word. They see a word, they translate it. It sounded like they didn't try to restructure. I mean, so, for example, in Spanish, the flow of words in Spanish is different than the flow of words in English for the same saying. Okay? I do know a little bit about Spanish, so I do know there's some differences there. And the way I understand it is in Greek, the words can have different layers of meaning, and some words don't have an English translation. I don't know. How do you handle that? All right, so here's my baseline to you: is King James is the basic what people who are really into it start out with, I guess. I personally used the NIV, and I used the NIV because it was supposed to translate the phrase, the meaning of the phrase, as opposed to just the word, one word at a time. However, I'll admit that sometimes the NIV approach didn't quite capture what I would think the meaning should be. Not that I'm an expert, don't get me wrong, but I've noticed in some places the words are a little bit different and not consistent with what I've been taught to believe. Let's put it that way. I'm not telling you what to believe, I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. It's amazing that something so simple should be so much controversy. But anyway, there we are. And yes, there are some things that people call Bibles that aren't really Bibles because they believe different things, right? They don't believe in Jesus Christ as have risen and sitting at the right hand of God. I don't know. I don't know how you get there, but I mean, some people believe that. Okay? I'm just telling you all this to try to be fair and upright or upfront. Okay, thanks.